Rene Descartes, 1596–1650, French logician and mathematician. Descartes is viewed the founder of contemporary philosophy for correctly difficult many of the widespread knowledge of the medieval scholastic traditions of Aristotelian philosophy. Descartes promoted the significance of the use of human motive to deduct the truth. This precept of purpose used to be a vital component of the Enlightenment and the improvement of modern-day thought. His work in arithmetic used to be essential for the later work of Isaac Newton. Early life. Rene Descartes. Rene Descartes used to be born in La Haye-en-Touraine, France on March 31, 1596. His household had been Roman Catholics, although they lived in a Protestant Huguenots' place of Poitou. His mom died when he was once 1 year old, and he was once introduced up via his grandmother and brilliant uncle. The younger Descartes studied at a Jesuit college in La Flèche, the place he acquired a present-day education, such as maths, physics and the latest works of Galileo. After college, he studied at the University of Poitiers to obtain a diploma in law. In 1616, he traveled to Paris in order to practice as a legal professional, in accordance to the needs of his father. But, Descartes used to be stressed in practicing law. He traveled regularly looking to acquire a range of experiences. In 1618, he joined the Dutch States Army in Breda, the place he targeted on the find out about of Navy engineering, which blanketed greater find out about of mathematics. Visions of a new philosophy. In November 1619, whilst Descartes was once stationed in Neuburg and Dordogne, he referred to that he obtained heavenly visions, whilst he used to be shut in his room. He felt a divine spirit had infused his idea with the imaginative and prescient of a new philosophy and additionally the thinking of combining arithmetic and philosophy. Descartes had continually sought to be independently minded, in no way relying on books he read. This imaginative and prescient accelerated his independence of notion and is an attribute element of his philosophy and mathematical work. In 1620, Descartes left the navy and visited numerous nations earlier than returning to France. He used to be now encouraged to write his personal philosophical treatises. His first work used to be Reguli advert directionem ingenii, 1928, Rules for the Direction of the Mind. It set out some of Descartes' ideas for philosophy and the sciences. In particular, it expressed the significance of relying on purpose and the use of intellectual schools to methodically work out the truth. Rule 3 states: as regards any situation we advocate to investigate, we should inquire no longer what different humans have thought, or what we ourselves conjecture, however what we can truly and glaringly identify by using instinct or deduce with certainty. Rene Descartes. Descartes often moved in his early years, however he got here to settle in the Netherlands, and it used to be right here that he did most of his writings. As nicely as philosophy, Descartes persevered his mathematical studies. He enrolled in Leiden University and studied arithmetic and astronomy. Discourse on the Method. In 1637, Descartes posted some of his most necessary works, which include Discours de la méthode. This stated, with Descartes' attribute clarity, the significance of methodically in no way accepting whatever as proper, which had no longer been examined. Although Descartes remained a dedicated Catholic all through his life, his writings had been none less controversial for the time period. In 1633, Galileo's works had been put on the prohibited list, and his personal Cartesian philosophy was once condemned at the University of Utrecht. In 1663, rapidly after his death, his works had been positioned on the index of prohibited works via the Pope. Ironically, Descartes claimed his meditations had been aimed to shield the Catholic belief, through the use of cause and now not simply relying on faith. However, in retrospective, many accept as true with Descartes' willingness to begin with doubt, marked an essential shift in philosophy and non-secular faith. No longer was once Descartes declaring that the authority of the Church and Scripture must be assumed. Descartes shifted the proof of reality onto human reason. This was once a very influential issue of the Enlightenment and marked an erosion of authority by using the Church. Descartes' willingness to doubt the existence of God led many contemporaries to doubt his actual faith. Some believed Descartes may have been a secret deist, who gave the affect of being a dedicated Catholic for realistic reasons. A biographer of Descartes, Gauquelin, states that Descartes remained a dedicated Catholic all through his existence, but he had a complementary wish to find out the reality via reason. Moral philosophy. Rene Descartes right Christina. Queen Christina of Sweden and Rene Descartes. Descartes wrote on a range of subjects, referring to philosophy. In 1649, he posted 1649 Les Passions de l'âme, Passions of the Soul, a work which sprung from a lengthy correspondence with Princess Elizabeth of Bohemia regarding problems of morality and psychology. This work led to Descartes being invited to the royal court of Sweden by means of Queen Christina. In 1650, Descartes reluctantly traveled to Sweden and gave the Queen quite a few philosophy training early in the morning. However, it used to be no longer a success. There was once a lack of grasp between the two. More seriously, in the bloodless castle, Descartes reduced in size a shape of pneumonia, and he died rapidly later on 11 February 1650. Personal life. He had a relationship with a servant lady Helena Jans van der Stroom. With Helena, he fathered an infant and was once distraught when she died in 1640. Philosophy. Descartes pioneered a new method to modern-day philosophy, which was once extraordinary from the previous Aristotelian approach. Descartes took wonderful delight in pointing out that his conclusions have been reached from his very own deduction and now not relying on the works of others. Descartes' methodology of philosophy worried starting with a metaphysical doubt about the whole thing and from this foundation of being undecided of anything seeing what he may want to show to be true. Cogito ergo sum, I assume consequently I am. From this groundwork of doubt, Descartes began by using deducting that the first issue he ought to be positive of used to be his personal thoughts. If he was once doubting, then there should be anyone doing the doubting. It is this that led to his well-known dictum cogito ergo sum, I suppose consequently I am. Descartes believed that it was once solely his ability to suppose and deduction that used to be dependable. He believed relying on the senses had been open to doubt. From this premise, Descartes was once capable to provide an ontological proof of a benevolent God. Descartes believed that the notion of God's existence was once right now inferable from a clear and distinct notion of a supremely ideal being. Dualism. One component of Descartes' philosophy used to be the difference of the thought, or soul, and body. Descartes wrote how the thought ought to manipulate the physique and vice versa. Moralism. From Descartes' philosophy, he later developed